Hi, I'm Rebecca Brand, and today we're going to make sloppy joes. It's a hot summer day and I want something quick and fast to do a stovetop dinner, and this is one of the basic recipes. Let me show you what you need. You need hamburger, an onion, green bell pepper, and believe it or not, the star of the show today is the ketchup. A little mustard, buns to put them on, and I always work with salt and pepper and a little oil for frying. So we want to get to the finish line fast. Turn your heat on high and pour about 1 tablespoon of the oil. I'm going to swish it around. You know why? This just makes it easier for me because I need to brown the hamburger, and having it so it doesn't stick helps me out. I want crumbled hamburger in my sloppy joe, so I'm going to help it crumble by crumbling it above the pan as I drop it in. This is 1 pound of hamburger. If you have an army to feed, double up. Oops, I got one on the leg. He got away. I want him to brown on the outside. So I'm letting him sizzle. I'm letting that first layer get some of the browning because that makes a little more sugar flavor in that meat naturally. So now we need to chop our onion. When I cook, I typically do a rough chop because it's just faster that way. And this is how I like to rough chop an onion. I cut off the ends, cut down the center, and then I peel that little skin. You could have twice as many onions in this dish and it'll be fantastic. Today I'm having 1. Chop, chop, chop. If you chop your onion in little pieces, it'll kind of mimic the same size as your ground hamburger. And that's pretty good. But don't worry about anything being perfect when you're cooking. The thing about cooking is you just want to do it. You want to eat, you need to cook. I'm also adding a little pepper to this. This one was really big. I'm only going to use half. And when I cook, I like about the same size of pepper as my onion, as in most of my recipes. A little uniformity isn't bad. In summertime, it's so nice to use fresh vegetables in your dishes. In Santa Barbara, I get a lot of them at the farmer's market. What about you? Where do you live? And what you get? That looks about right. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of salt. It's time to flip that ground beef so it gets all minced up in little pieces. I'm using a spatula that has a big surface area. It's going to save me some work. My stove is still on high while I'm doing this because every time it touches a whole piece of meat, it cools it down. So even on high, and this is a good range, it doesn't cook that fast and I'm not burning anything. A lot of moisture will come out of ground beef and that becomes kind of part of the sauce, but it cooks off too. And that's when you get the golden brown color. This is lean ground beef. It's 80% meat and 20% fat. And I think that's just about right for this recipe because I like a rich sloppy joe. Let's add some pepper. That's about 1/2 teaspoon. It's crumbling well right now. After it's crumbled pretty well, I'm going to add my onion and now my green pepper. And now we're going to mix that together, and that onion and pepper are going to cook with that ground beef. I like this recipe instead of hamburgers because if you've got a big family, you need a whole lot of cooking services to have the dinner served at the same time. If you make a batch of sloppy joes, you can call in the kids when you're ready to serve them and not have to worry about when the food's ready to serve them. This will stay warm for a long time. So you only need to brown it for like 10 minutes. I can smell it and I can hear the crackle. That is browning. There's a beautiful color coming into that. So get all the pieces off the bottom and add 1 cup of ketchup. Oh, that's going to make it really sloppy, I think. Stir that in. And you're going to see that consistency, but it needs a little more sauce. So now I'm going to add some more water. Here comes 1 cup of water. Now after the water, we're going to add 1 tablespoon or more, as the case may be, of mustard. That gives it some extra tang. I'm using yellow mustard, but you can use Dijon or dry mustard. Oh, that smells just great. Turn it down to medium at this point, or it's gonna burn on the bottom and bubble over. So that's gonna cook down for another maybe 10, 15 minutes until it's the perfect consistency you want in your sandwich. And just spoon it on your bun. Oh, I thought I'd serve it with some green beans just to say I was healthy today. And there is your sloppy Joe. Ah. That is sloppy. That tastes delicious. Better than the canned version. You made it homemade and you made it in 30 minutes. That's a winner, winner summer dinner. Enjoy your sloppy Joe. Subscribe to my channel. And let's keep making great things in the kitchen together.